Now, obviously, the DIO, the people who actually own the site, can decide what they want to put forward, but this whole exercise, I think, will give the DIO team a chance to reflect on what's going to be acceptable to people here and to their elected councillors, and what's not going to be acceptable. And again, one of the things that struck me, and which I think will have struck the DIO as well, is that it would have been very easy for people here right from the beginning to say no over our dead body to every single part of it. But actually, what you, the community, and the Deepcut liaison group have done is said, okay, it's going to happen, but we want it to happen in a sympathetic way. And that's why I think that the points that you've made need to be reflected in what the DIO come back with. And our friends here from the DIO, you know, they're not ultimate. The gentleman here from the DIO is not ultimately the decision maker. And we may not like some of the things he says, but we mustn't shoot the messenger. And it's the same with Chaz. You know, he is someone who's here providing information, but Chaz won't be taking the final decision. It will be our elected councillors who will take that decision, and their job is to represent your views.
Where are they then?
Well, Paul's here, and he played a part in organising this meeting, and he's been, I know, being professional and articulate and putting the concerns that everyone has. Just one other thing about traveller sites. I mentioned it briefly earlier, but let me quote what Eric Pickles, who's Andrew Stunnell's boss, said. Council should plan for traveller site provision in a locally led way. That means that communities get to decide, reflecting historic demand. And that means that communities that haven't had a traveller presence before shouldn't, in ordinary circumstances, find themselves invited to have one. But other communities where there has been an historic traveller presence might well acknowledge that they should take a slightly bigger slice of the burden. Now, to my knowledge, Deepcut has never been a village with an historic traveller presence. And I think if there's government policy which is laid out clearly in that way, that means that the community has a very, very strong position to say, look, there hasn't been a historic tradition, respect what the Secretary of State said.